That's it then. The announcement's been made. No turning back now. Hello there my friends, I am the editor and welcome to my new reviewing show called Cut and Print. Here I look at episodes suggested by you, the audience, and review them accordingly. Now, I asked around a few of my friends online to see what they feel would be good for my first review. The suggestion that came up was My Little Pony's third episode of Season 2. So, let's get started. This is Lesson 0. So we start off with everyone's favourite egghead Twilight making checklists. For checklists?
Now that we've completed the checklist of things we need to create a checklist, we can make my checklist of the things I have to get done by the end of the day.
Twilight, you might want to think about getting a hobby. Just saying.
Item 1. Create checklist of the things I have to accomplish by the end of the day.
Yeah, you definitely need a hobby. After fetching some cupcakes from Sugar Cube Corner for a later picnic, Spy points out that Twilight hasn't sent Princess Celestia a friendship letter for in a week, making Twilight freak out. Big surprise.
No.
Finding out she might be late for a deadline comes as a big thing to her, as does most things, but I can understand the reasoning for this. There are those who are committed entirely for their studies and meeting deadlines on time, and if you can organise and plan out your schedules ahead so you've got time for other things, it can benefit you tremendously. But again, there are those, like Twilight, who get so obsessed with punctuality that they do go over the top and they do overreact.
I'm sure the princess will forgive you if you miss one little deadline.
I'm afraid to take that chance, Spike.
Also, kudos to Spike on this episode for trying to be the voice of reason. He actually tries to help out Twilight, saying to relax a little more and not let it control your life. Overthinking about things can cause you to panic more, and it shows. Another slice of life in this episode is when someone can worry so much they begin to envision their own punishment. And again, most of the time they can go a little over the top with their imagination.
What if she doesn't forgive me? What if instead she starts thinking I'm not taking my studies on friendship seriously? What if she makes me come back to Canterlot and puts me back in school and makes me prove I've been taking them seriously by giving me a test? What if I don't pass? Do you know what teachers do to students who don't pass? They send them back a grade! But she won't just send me back a grade. She'll send me back to magic kindergarten.
By the Emperor, calm down a little, Miss Egghead. So Twilight sets out to find a friendship problem.
This won't end well.
You got that right. I call obvious foreshadowing on this one.
Rarity!
Though, speaking of over top, sure, let's go visit Queen overreaction. She's bound to have something wrong. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Of all the worst things that could happen, this is the worst of things!
Much to Twilight's delight, Rarity needs help finding ribbon, which is right behind her. Wow, I know that Twilight was over the top. Moving along, Twilight goes to see if any of her other friends need help. Sure. Who's next for you to pester? Okay, I changed my mind. I want to see how this ends. Twilight assumes that Rainbow Dash is angry at Applejack and begins to psychoanalyze her for her troubles. In all honesty, Twilight, you should be the one on that couch, not her. But of course this turns out just to be a job that Applejack set out, and Twilight's presence is unnecessary. Again. Lastly, Twilight decides to go and see Fluttershy.
Oh, I can't believe I wasted all that time. I should have just come here first. Fluttershy always has some fear she's trying to get over.
Okay, I know I'm going off topic here, but I could have even told you that. Fluttershy is nothing more than a wimp. I mean, she's got the word shy in her name. There is no way that she can do anything herself, even if they're minor circumstances. It's just pathetic. Huh? Hey, you know I was kidding, right? So 3 times she tries to help and 3 times she isn't needed. Twilight begins to lose it. and she turns into Gollum.
It'll be all over. My time in Ponyville, my advanced studies. No, you're a good student. You can do this. Oh, but what if I can't? You can. You just have to keep it together. Keep it together.
Spike comes along just in time to remind Princess Cuckoo that there's a picnic with her friends, giving her a little bit of a boost that she can go and ask them and maybe get some help. Okay, that's twice that Spike's helped out this episode. Very creatively as well. Every time he tries to help out, it's like he's been granted the power of breaking the fourth wall. The way he can interact with Twilight's hallucinations and bring her back into reality is a nice way of keeping her in check. Keep up the good work, baby dragon. So the others are getting ready and setting up at the picnic, and...
Please tell me I did not forget the play.
Bloody hell.
I totally forgot them. Of all the worst things that could happen, this is the worst possible thing.
Okay, 1 time is funny. 2 times, it's just getting annoying. Well, I guess nothing else can happen today. Holy Emperor, kill it with fire!
You alright, hun?
What do you fucking think? So Twilight finally tells her friends her problem, because why wouldn't you do that in the first place? It would have saved a lot of time. But they just completely dismiss it, as if it's nothing. Okay, this is one problem I have with the episode. Twilight and the others are friends, and friends are supposed to help each other in times of crisis and need. Here, they just laugh at her for going overboard. Because yeah, that's a good message to teach. Make fun of your friends because they need your help. That's a good moral.
Ugh, what a drama queen.
Hey, Rarity? Is this your trumpet? No? Then stop blowing it! Twilight only worsens, resolving her creating a friendship problem. Jeez Louise, did Jeff the Killer animate this? Twilight approaches the CMCs playing and tries to get them to play with her old toy Smarty Pants, in the hopes that they will argue over who gets to play with it first. At first it's obvious that they reject it, so Twilight casts a spell called the Want It Need It spell. Really? That's a thing? I mean, for what purpose would you need a spell like this? I can't think of any plausible scenario where this would be useful, because let's face it, this isn't one of them. Case in point, the CMCs start to fight for it, then every pony else gets involved in the spell effect. Again, no point to it. And lo and behold, Twilight's in trouble.
Meet me in the library.
Of all the worst things that could happen, this is the worst possible.
Enough! Once in the library, Twilight explains her actions to Princess Celestia. Suddenly, Twilight's friends barge in, finally, and admit that they were wrong to deny Twilight's help when she needed it. So, it takes the actual event to happen for you to realise your mistakes. You're all idiots! And so, Celestia instructs now the main 6 to tell her about all their lessons of friendship that they learned, and only to send them when they discover it. And lo and behold, how Celestia heard about this in the first place...
Your friend Spike made me aware that you were letting your fears get the best of you. I commend him for taking your feelings seriously.
Congratulations, Spike! You were the most helpful in this episode. And as a reward, we're only going to put you in some episodes in the future. We're also taking away your natural helping abilities, changing them for slapstick and comedy falls in future episodes, making you seem worthless. Enjoy your prize! Okay, I've rambled on long enough about this. Let's break this down. The story is really relatable to true events to many who can have this in their lives, and overcoming those worries can be a problem. So if you have others around you who can calm your ego, or even help you, you shouldn't struggle too much. That's what the moral of the story is. Help others who need it, no matter how small the problem it may be. It's just a shame that the Twilight's friends took forever to figure this out until it was too late. Here's a tip. Next time, look for clues, because there were loads of them. Overall, I thought this was a good episode. It gives a good character development for Twilight. It explains in great detail why she's freaking out, even though I don't really sympathise with most of the decisions she makes, and it gives a nice slice of life that many can relate to. So for story, I give it a gold. As for the animation, the way that we can see Twilight losing her mind every second the day goes on in just descending into madness, and as time goes on she looks more and more psycho. Another point is that we have a peek into her inner workings of Twilight's mind as she processes her thoughts with the big what if. And I love the way that Spike can interact with them and give her a wake-up call as they were. And holy hell, that rainbow explosion is amazing to watch. But my favourite bit has to be the way that the sun and the windmill are animated like a clock. A nice touch counting down to the end of the day. Now, this might just be me being nitpicky, but I would really have loved to have heard a clock chime at the end when the sun went down. I don't know, just bite me bee. Overall, animation gets gold. Lastly, there's the moral. And where the moral is good, the way that it's presented is just lazy. The only way that they can come to a moral conclusion is at the very end, when it's too late. Thankfully nothing happens. But what if you were in a scenario and it was of dire consequences? If they would have acted there and then, they would have prevented the what it needed spell from being cast. Still a pointless spell though. And for that, moral gets a silver. So there you have it. Lesson 0, 2 gold and a silver. Well, thank you all for watching my very first review of My Little Pony, my friends. Join me next time when we'll be looking at another suggested episode. If there's an episode, a subject matter, or even a fan-made animation you want me to review, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll see what I can do. I'm the editor, and cut, that's a wrap.